That was a phone call from somebody telling me he's sorry. I kind of expected that out of him just because he's sober. Um, he apologized. He said, I'm just really stressed out. It's not just you, it's the sheer quantity. I'm just sick of people. I understand that. When I call for help, it's because I need help. It's not because I need advice. If you don't know what the fuck is going on, your advice is fucking useless. When I call you for help, it's because I need your help. And how can I get your help if you're not even willing to find out what the fuck is going on? If you've already made the assumption and decided and set in stone in your head, what am I supposed to do about it? When you tell me, oh, Sean, you should call, why don't you call the police? You'll see how it works out when I call the police. Either they lock me up, they tell me that I can't talk about the things that I need to talk about, or they just simply don't investigate, which is the case everywhere. So that's the problem in America, is that we allowed these people a position of power and no way to check and balance these motherfuckers. In the 1970s, when we started making laws making it illegal to victimize black people, we didn't have body cameras back then, but we do now. For the cost of locking up one homeless person in jail for a month, you could buy literally 30 body cameras. 30 body cameras for the cost of locking up one innocent person. Now, there's those of you who are going to say, well, how do you know they're innocent? You know what? Most of those incarcerated are homeless. For minor infractions, they're incarcerated. Now, let's say that on the small side, let's pretend that only 5%, let's say out of the 200 people or so, there's actually a lot more than that, but let's say there's 200 people in the jail in Arapahoe County. All right. Now, let's say 5% of those people are not guilty. That means that there's 10 people in that jail who are not guilty. For the cost of housing a guilty or not guilty prisoner, you could buy 30 body cameras. A lot of cops are pretending like their body cameras are overheating and lighting on fire. They're not. They're not. Cops fuck with their body cameras and fuck with their body cameras and fuck with their body cameras until their body camera's broken. I wonder how many body cameras Officer Steinman broke. Officer Steinman is the only officer I have ever been aware of who has ever been court ordered to wear a body camera. And still, he got away with committing multiple crimes by saying his body camera was broken. Well, yeah, of course it's broken. You keep fucking breaking it. You don't get to hurry up and wait with the homeless if your body camera's on. You don't get to harass them and use them fighting words and try to instigate the situation if your body camera's on. But if it's broken, magically, oh, you can't be held accountable. It's not your fault. Ah, there's restricted number bitch again. So what happens when I call the police for help? They tell me they can't do nothing. Or they pretend, if I can get somebody else to fucking speak up, and they pretend they might do their job. Laura Nelson should have come forward a long fucking time ago. Now my question is, do any of y'all know how to block a restricted number?
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
I tried *69. Is it *67? And I have to deal with this for the rest of my life. The rest of my life not having a place of my own. The rest of my life being treated like a fucking animal. If people are punching you in the face, are you going to talk nicely? Or are you going to scream for help? Oh, thank you for punching me in the face. Thank you so much for raping me in the ass. I am so glad. No. That's not a fucking natural reaction to abuse. What the fuck is wrong with you? Just let it go? With all due respect, if you just let it go, it happens again tomorrow. Dumbass. Now, there's a lot of you that make these suggestions. You haven't bothered to. Another restricted asshole starting shit. What the fuck are the cops going to do about it? Nothing. They say I should change my number. I got to keep this number because this is the number that the state patrol is supposed to get a hold of me on if they decide that they're going to investigate these assholes in town. But nobody's going to do their fucking job because I'm called mentally ill.
What's the location of your emergency?
Wherever the hell you are is close enough. I'm tired of getting blown off by the cops. I am tired of being victimized. I am tired of being harassed, threatened, and assaulted by cops for trying to turn in bad cops. I'm tired of being sent from one number to another to another. And you know what? When I was told that one of your 911 operators went home crying, you know what it made me think? Of how spoiled you guys are, that shit like that makes you fucking cry, and I am ignored while taking actual abuse. Yes, I hung up on her. If y'all have been here long enough to listen to a few of the phone calls that I've had with him, you understand why I did that. The rest of y'all are like, why the fuck did you talk to her like that? Why'd you do that? Why'd you hang up on her? Equality. I'm not allowed to cry. I get treated like shit because if we have penises, we're not allowed to cry. We just have to man up. You know, it's always the bullies want to bully you, and then they think they can fucking harass you and intimidate you into just taking it by saying, you better not call the police. Bitch, you're a bully. The first thing you're going to do if I do these things back to you is call the fucking cops. With the Natalie situation, she went to her friends, I went to my friends. My friends didn't do shit. Her friends broke the law repeatedly. I went to the cops. The cops didn't do shit. They made every excuse not to. Told me I just needed to man up. Told me they had real police work to do. But when Natalie, who was actually doing these things, and her friends were actually doing these things, goes to the cops, they listen to her. They help her. They helped her to frame me for crimes that I didn't fucking commit. And then they ignore all of the people that I went to for help, refuse to investigate any of the crimes against me or talk to any of the people that I went to for help, and assault me repeatedly. And I must deserve it because I'm mentally ill. I'm not the one shooting heroin into my fucking veins. I'm not the one fucking my kids. I'm not the one who has my little girls on Pearl Street selling fucking drugs for me. And I'm not the one renting my twin daughters out. I'm not the one using my kids as party favors to pay my fucking debts. Morning, bitch. Aw, restricted number hung up already. Poor fucking them. When you were called mentally ill, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody fucking cares. Either your family cares or you're fucked. If your family doesn't care, you should be allowed to sit in a suicide booth and fucking die. Restricted number bitch, still harassing me. But it doesn't matter because the cops aren't going to do a goddamn thing about it anyway. They have done everything in their power to try to push me to suicide. And then they use Suicide Watch as their excuse for victimizing me.
What's the location of your emergency?
You know, it sure would be nice if cops actually did their jobs. You know, 4 years of telling you where my emergency is, and the cops still haven't done their jobs. 4 years of abuse and trying to turn it in, and the cops still haven't done their jobs.
Sean, do you have an immediate emergency that you need help with right now?
Yeah, I need Scott DaCosta in prison.
You were just fine with him a couple weeks ago.
No, I wasn't fine with him. I was going to him because I don't have other options. I was never fine with DaCosta.
We've told you this.
You told me what? That you can't do your jobs?
We can't. Oh, I'm pretty good at my job, thank you. I've gotten awards for my job.
Oh, so that makes it okay to ignore the crimes against me because you got awards. Congratulations.
I never said it was okay. I've given you resources that you need to call if you want an investigation done.
Ma'am, I have made those calls and they have gone me around in circles since well before you ever told me to call them. I called them before you told me to. Well before you told me to. And it didn't work then and it doesn't work now. Because when you are called mentally ill, you have no rights and law enforcement is all on the same fucking side. If a bad cop does a bad thing, then you cover it up. I shouldn't have to go to the cops who did these predatory acts to me. I should not have to go to those cops for help, especially when they have yet to do anything helpful.
You need to go to a different county then and find help.
I've been to different counties and different states. What your officers did prevents me from having an honest court date anywhere. It prevents me from being heard anywhere. I don't blame you for what those officers did before you got there, but you do not get to defend these bastards for shit that you were not there for. All of the shit that happened before you got that job still happened.
Right now, Sean?
Do what?
I want a deputy right now.
I want someone who's going to do their job. I can't trust your deputies.
Do you know all my deputies?
I've met pretty much all of them, yes. I've been going through this shit for 4 goddamn years.
So you know Deputy Hamilton?
I do.
You've met her?
I certainly have.
Well, I have her working. Do you want to speak with her?
I'd like for her to call me, yes.
Okay. And next time, Sean, just talk to me. I'm human just like you are, okay?
Ma'am, I've tried talking like a human being, and everybody seems to magically forget that. Scott DaCosta, every time I try explaining what happened with him.
I've never been there when you talk to Scott. I can't say what has and has not happened. I cannot say what has and has not happened with you or any officer for that matter because I've never been there, Sean.
And I'm glad for that.
And I've never once degraded you.
You're
I've
right.
always asked you how I can help, and I'm trying. So I will have Deputy Hamilton give you a call, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Be safe.
And it's this 5660294, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will have Deputy Hamilton give you a call.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Now, should I try to erase this video because she said my phone number? No, everybody's got my goddamn number anyway. Obviously, they're calling me from restricted numbers. I shouldn't have to do it this way. If you want to help me, you got to speak out. I'm trying to get some property in southern Colorado. It's $2,900 for 5 acres. There ain't much there. There's no water. There's no sewer. I've got enough money to buy the place, but they won't let me stay out there unless I can't build out there or have a house out there until I have a cistern for water. And I also have to have a septic tank of some sort. That stuff I don't have the money for. I need a safe place, but I won't be allowed to be there unless I have those things. They'll only allow me to camp there 14 days out of the year. So I need help coming up with that. I also need help to get a guardian to protect me from these predators, to make sure that I am not railroaded in court. If Leslie had made those phone calls with me, that's who was on the phone. If Leslie had made those calls with me, she'd realize that it doesn't fucking work. I don't have the skills that you guys assume that I should have, especially you younger folks. I mean, holy fuck, you guys think everybody grew up with fucking smartphones? You think everybody can fucking text 400 miles a minute? Dude, I grew up with the original Nintendo. When I was growing up, we had the Apple IIe computer. I want you youngins to look that up. Your smartphone, your cheap smartphone, is about 500 Apple IIes. That's not a joke. You ever played Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? No? How about Oregon Trail? Yeah, don't play Oregon Trail. You'll get pissed off. Everybody's going to die of dysentery, or you're going to lose all your kids in the wagon when you try fording the river. Moral of the story. That is the whole moral of the story. Oh, and you're probably going to starve to death because the hunting thing on it is fucking complete shit. There's restricted asshole still calling me. Imagine that. I guess we'll chug down the last of this here mule piss. Ah, dear Lord. Well, it looks like it's starting to get dark out now. The guy I'm waiting for to fix my vehicle, he doesn't get off of work for 4 more minutes. So hopefully we'll get to work on it this weekend. Scott DaCosta used his position of power, and so did his deputies, in order to have me pegged as mentally ill so that he could get away with his crimes, and so could his deputies. He allowed those deputies to move on. You know, I've been trying to get the cops to do their fucking job for years. When you're called mentally ill, you have no rights. Hello? Oh, it ended again. Imagine that. Restricted, 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 restricted. And I get a lot of this. Sean, you need to change your phone number. That's what the cops in this town tell me. Well, does that do anything for me? No, it doesn't. That helps them out. What a bitch. You're a fucking coward, coward. Restricted, 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 restricted. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm hallucinating this. This isn't really happening. That phone call didn't really happen. My phone doesn't actually say restricted number. Those people aren't actually calling me. I'm hallucinating all of it. I must be, because I'm mentally ill. Isn't that right? That's what they used every time that I tried to turn in an officer. Every time I tried to turn in the Bollingers. Now, the cops could have done something about this before Natalie was even dead. You want to pretend like this shit isn't happening. Like, if the cops ignore it enough, it means it didn't happen. If the cops ignore it for longer than the statute of limitations, then magically these predators get away with it. And I had to try to explain that to people like Miss Peaches, who only hears what's in her own fucking head. Or Shannon Alvarado, who only hears what's in her own fucking head. Yes, I talk nice to Scott DaCosta most of the time. State Patrol says it's not their fault that I have to go to one of my predators to investigate my predators. Hello, Deputy.
Hey, what's on? It's Katie.
Hey, Katie. You're the first person to call me in the last hour or so who's not a harasser from a restricted number. I got to keep this phone because I'm supposed to be waiting on the State Patrol to eventually, hopefully, give me a call, but they haven't made any efforts to do so. Server unreachable. Huh. So I got cut off from talking to the deputy. And now the server is unreachable. Fuck it. Story of my life, ain't it? Always some reason, isn't there? And I'm sure that that right there is going to be another one of those things that's going to be, oh, you chose this. You chose this. You chose for the server not to work. Yeah, fucking bullshit. Meanwhile, family really helps you to get through shit. Helps you to get through shit. They don't fucking help me. Oh, but the restricted number can call me. They got no problems calling me. Restricted number can get through every fucking time.
Hey, Sean, can you hear me?
Yep, we got cut off.
All right, yeah. One of us doesn't have the best service. It might be me. Sometimes this phone is a little weird.
That's all right. I'm kind of pissed off you got Han's old phone number because I want to tell him what a POS he is still.
I know you don't like him. But
I don't like
I
any
am
of
here
them.
now, and he is not. So I am happy to talk to you and help you out if I can.
Well, ma'am, the crimes that were committed against me that Deputy Hahn and Deputy Selhorst and Deputy Anderson refused to do anything about resulted in me being repeatedly assaulted and resulted in a lot of dead people.
Okay.
So I need something to be done about it.
All right.
I need someone to investigate it instead of taking advantage of my disabilities in order to justify their crimes.
All right, I gotcha. Do you want to meet up and talk about it so you can give me all the information that I need?
Well, ma'am,
Or do you want to do it over the phone?
I'd like to take all of the evidence that I have down to your office, have it photocopied, and have some actual help going through all of this.
Okay, so I can probably come in and help you with that tomorrow during the day. I can't do that tonight because we don't have anybody in the office.
That's all right. I can do it tomorrow.
I'm patrolling tonight, so I have to be free to answer calls. So since there's not a lot of us in the evening, that's something that would have to be done during the day, but I'm still more than happy to help you with it.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'd like to go down there with you and talk to you tomorrow then. What time is the best time to come and see you?
I can do any time that you need. Would like 2 o'clock work for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's plan on 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can bring whatever evidence that you have that you need photocopied, and I can help you out with that, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sounds like a plan, all right?
Thank you, Deputy. Be safe.
Okay. Do you need anything else tonight, or are you all right?
I need lots of stuff, but not likely anything that you can provide. So I'll just wait till I talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, have a good night, and please be safe, okay?
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Now, one of the things that pissed me off the most is that, see, I had to call the state patrol because the cops here in Chapel, every time I tried to turn in a crime, they're busy making excuses. So the state patrol showed up, and the guy asked me the same question like 8 or 9 times. And I didn't realize this till I went back through the recording. But, yeah, he asked the same question 8 or 9 times. And I explained to him, no, I can't do this without help. I need help. I need help. I can't do this computer stuff. I need help. I listed for him all the things that I needed help with. But then he wants to play stupid because he didn't want to do his job. So what did he do? He asked me the same question about computers. Will you be able to do it? No, I won't. So he keeps asking the same question over and over again, but he words it just a little bit different every time. Basically, he's trying to get me to say that I am able to do those things so that he can alleviate himself of having to do what his job requires him to do. No, I can't do those things. I don't have the resources. Instead of telling me what to do, help me. Instead of telling me to go to the library for evidence that I have right here with me and can show you, why don't you look at the fucking evidence? When I tell you that I have tried repeatedly to send it to law enforcement, and law enforcement makes every excuse why they can't see it, so I send it to somebody else. Hey, can you see these? Yeah, I can see those. Well, I don't get why law enforcement can't. They probably did see it. And they're probably lying to me about it not being able to go through. But it doesn't matter because there's nobody there to be a fucking witness. All these fucking idiots that I went to for help, I wanted them to tell the truth. They're telling me, I don't know how to help you. I'm not a lawyer. Bitch, you're a witness. You don't have to be a fucking lawyer. If you see a 5-year-old get shot in the head, do you have to be a lawyer to talk about it? Do you have to be a lawyer to speak up in fucking court? Do you have to be a lawyer to fucking testify? No, the fuck